Hi guys. Hello. welcome to Charity's Bubble. I'm coming from work. It's 8:42. I stayed in there. For a little bit. And I don't know who the hell that is. Huh? Oh goodness. Yeah, because I was feeling like really tired. Today was a short night. We are officially in spring. So my 12-hour shift wasn't a 12-hour shift. It was an 11-hour shift because at 1 a.m. instead of us going to 2 a.m. we jumped and went to 3 a.m. in the morning. So that kind of was something. And now I want to turn my car, show you that we are officially spring and why it is called the spring. Now we are not in winter anymore. We are in spring. And in spring, so many things happen. There are some people who have so many allergies because of the pollen, you know. And so that's where we are. It's a different season. The kids are in spring break right now. And it's going to be a holiday for like a whole week. But it's just a holiday for the kids. Sometimes I have to look for time to spend with my children. But at the same time, I have to go to work. So as you can see, some of the trees are still very dry. They haven't come around, but they're going to come around soon. But as we go, as you can see, I don't know if, let's see where we can find, I want to turn here. So you can see some of the trees over there. They have, they're having some budding. They're having some petals, you know what I mean? Like they're trying to come back. But these kind of trees, these ones will take a little bit of time. Of course, I know it's going to rain very soon. But if you can look closely, like this tree over here, you can see that it's budding. It's budding and soon it's gonna be very green. This one started very early. You see, this one is already green. And so they go with depending on the kind of tree. But in the next 1 or 2 months, believe me, all these trees are gonna be green. And I'm gonna pass this same street and show you guys how green it's gonna be. So it is spring. Officially spring. We passed, so our days now are gonna be longer than the nights, whereby darkness is gonna be coming in at around from 8:30, 9 there. So when I'm going to work, I was going to work early and at 5 p.m. it was already dark. Now it's not gonna be like that. The days are gonna be longer. If you watched my other videos, I was talking about the nights being longer than the days. Now it's gonna be very, very different because the days are gonna be longer than the nights. They are gonna be longer than the nights. This is a bridge over here. I like to pass by over here. I like this place a lot. I do like this place a lot. It's called the Riverside. I think I've done a video on the Riverside. But I like to come here when it's summer. Because it looks beautiful, 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 beautiful. So it's called the Riverside. It's just a park. It's a bridge over there. I think I can go. Yeah. So like I said, so if you go this way, when you look at some of, like this tree over here, it has a lot of white petals. So soon it's gonna bud. See that bridge over there? There's another river over there. Okay, so I am going this way. This way. So this is a different road. Today I did not pass by the highway. Forgive my yawning. Excuse my yawning. So, like I said, I am going home. So what do we normally do in spring? In spring, normally you find, like for example, my kids, they have so many allergies. Oh goodness. They are just sneeze and all that because of the pollen. So sometimes I have to give it the antihistamine. So this road is called, there's a river over here. And when it rains, it floods. You know, it really floods. But as you can see, it still hasn't come back, but very soon. I just want you to see this dryness is gonna end. When you look at the grass, it's changing. The grass is changing, you know. It's really changing. And soon, very soon, all this is gonna be green and beautiful. And then you see all these lawns. People come in, they get what they're hired, they come, they lawn mow, and this grass looks beautiful. Like the bushes, they look very, very beautiful. So when you're passing by, it's really, 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 really beautiful. And this is the time during spring is the time that you can plant your lawn. You know, the grass that is on your backyard or on your front yard. You can dig around, you can put some seeds of grass, and you can plant your grass so that by the time it's summer, your grass will be grown and it will be good. You can do it by yourself, or you can hire some people to do it for you. It all depends on what you want. You can also have a garden, you know, like a kitchen garden, whereby in your backyard you can just do some farming, do some tomatoes. You can do some green, what do we call them? Some greens, you know, some greens. You can do kales. Other people do the indigenous, you know, like especially the Africans, we like to do the indigenous greens, you know, the ones that we really like, the indigenous ones. So those ones, you find that there are some people like who really, they just grow them. And it's good because when you grow them and when it comes to harvest, because they grow very, very, very fast, they don't take a long time. They grow very, very, very fast. And you find that you can just harvest them and put them in your freezer, and you can have them even for a whole year. You see these green lights over here at night, they light up to different colors, and this place is very, 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 very beautiful. So it is spring, officially spring. And as we are going, you can see the grass here is a little bit better. It's a little bit better. This building, I do remember when we came in, I went to this building to do my CNA, but I know right now they have moved. They moved to another area. And then this one is the health department, where I normally bring my kids here to do vaccinations. I normally bring them there. If there's a vaccine that they need, I just take them there and they can get vaccinated. There's a Mexican restaurant over there. And something about the Mexican food is very close to our own Kenyan food or some African food. They make food that is very, 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 very close to ours. So sometimes if I want to go and eat somewhere, I'd rather go to a Mexican restaurant, because what I'm going to find there is going to be closer to what I can cook at home. This is a railway crossing over here. And then there's a haircut over here. Francis used to come for haircuts over here, but then he got another barber. So look at the trees. Now this is showing very, very good. The trees have a lot of pollen. They are budding. They have pollen, and soon all this white is gonna fall down, and the new plants, new leaves are gonna come in. New beautiful green leaves are gonna come in. And it's just a preparation to summer, because summer is very, 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 very beautiful. The only thing about summer is that sometimes it becomes very, very, very hot, and sometimes it can be very, very hot, and you are not able to go outdoors. You can only go indoors, but it's all right. I think I like to show you so that you can know. Like when you come to live in the US, it's very, very, very different, guys. It's so different because now, like in Kenya, I do remember the coldest month was in July, and it wasn't that cold. It wasn't that cold in July. But you find that we are on the other side of the world, and you guys are on the other side of the world, and that's why we have a time difference of 8 hours, you know. So when you find that when the sun is with us, then it's gonna be cold. Like right now, we are in This is March, April, May. By July, we are going to be in summer. So when we are in summer, when it's really hot over here, you find that, especially if you go to Kenya in July, it's going to be very, very, very cold. Because the sun is, the sun is on the other part of the world, it's a different continent. So it's good to understand that. When I was in school, I never understood geography when they were saying that the days are longer than the nights. When they were talking about the longitude, and the latitude, you find that now you understand better about the longitude, because those lines of the longitude, the time changes, and that's why you find that here in Wichita it is 8:53. If you look at the time in New York, it's gonna be a different time. If you look at time in California, it's gonna be a different time because of the longitude. So it's important when you're coming in here, that there are different weathers. And like I said, when you're coming in, do not carry so many clothes, regardless of how the weather is gonna be. Don't carry so many clothes when you're coming here. What you do is that you just carry a little bit. Maybe you can carry a little bit of spices, you can carry a little bit of tea leaves, because the American tea is very different from the African tea. Even up to now, we've lived here for 10 years. We still drink our African tea. We do not. The American tea tastes very different. It's so different that it's just very different. We even tried to buy the one that's in the store, the one that they have prepared and they have packed it, and it's still very, very, very different. So you can get something like that. Another thing that you can, if you want to, you can bring is hair. Braids. You can bring braids, and you can bring some wigs, because it's gonna be very, very, very hard for you, and that's something that you have to adapt to, because you find that if you live at home, you're able to go and have your hair done even if it's every 2 weeks. You can go to stall and have someone do your hair, and but here is very different. Before you find someone to do your hair, it takes forever. So for me, I know very well, I do hair very well. I do my girls' hair, but since I don't like my hair to be done by anybody, I just do it the way I want to do it, and then I just wear a wig, because it's easier for me to do a wig, and when I go home, I can just take it out and go to bed on a free head without anything that's bothering me. So I do that, but I always feel lucky and feel blessed that I know how to do hair, because I don't know who will be doing my 3 girls' hair, So that's another thing. So it's good if you have little kids, just know even how to do with the little elastic, the elastic band-aids. If you're able to do with those ones, then you will be good. Another thing that you can buy when you're coming in, you would buy maybe like a hot comb. Although you can even still come and buy here, but for a blow dryer, it can be a little bit tricky, because the sockets here are very different from the sockets at home. The sockets at home are big, but here they are very, very little. There's so many differences that are there that you're gonna find, and you find that some of the things that you're gonna carry are not gonna help you much. But if you carry just a little bit, and let me go back on the clothes. You find that here clothes are very seasonal. Like for example, we were in winter. And in winter, people wear very heavy clothes. If it's pants, if it's t-shirts, if it's jackets, if it's shirts, they're very heavy. They are designed exactly for winter. But you find that right now, if you go to the store, you'll find that most of the things that were there for the winter, they are on sale. That means that they are being sold very cheap. That is because the season is over. And then when it comes to spring, it's gonna start changing, becoming a little bit warmer. Of course, it's gonna rain, but it's not gonna be as cold as winter. So you find that there is right now, when you go to the store, what is most expensive right now is swimming costumes are very expensive, like sundresses, like summer dresses. They're very, very, very expensive right now, because we are preparing to go to that season. So you find that you might carry so many jackets or so many whatever, and then you come here and they're not gonna help you. Like I do remember we had bought so many sweaters, And we ended up even not wearing them because we were wearing them and still they were not insulated. You find that the ones that for winter, they are kind of insulated on the inside, so even if you wear it, you don't feel cold. And it's heavy, you don't feel cold. Even if it's a shirt, you don't feel cold. So you find that don't bring so many, you can just carry a few. And then you find that if it's going for an occasion, people come here and get used to wearing pants, they wear jeans, and then you find that you will not have so much time to wear your Sunday best. Sometimes you don't even know where to go with it, because if it's going to work, like for example right now I'm going to work, I just wear my scrubs. So what I have invested on the job that I am going, because this is our color for work, I have invested on like several of these scrubs so that I can have some to go to work with. Because you're not going to wear like very nicely that you're going to work. No, you just wear your scrubs, and most places they go with scrubs. And if you're working in maybe in a restaurant, you'll find that they let you maybe wear jeans, and then you have to wear a t-shirt that is their uniform. You see what I mean? So you find that there is nowhere that you're gonna go officially. Of course, there are some jobs that you can go with official clothes, like if you are working in a bank or if you're working in whatever. But you find that when you come here in the US, you don't expect to go and get hired in a bank just immediately. No, nobody is gonna hire you. They won't. And even sometimes you'll go and ask for a job, and you know that's the sad. Sometimes it's so sad. Like sometimes you can go and ask for a job. It's not that you're not qualified; you're qualified, but you find that they look at you, and then another person calls in, and maybe they were brought up here, they were born here, and they opt to take that person, even if they don't have very good. Even if you can do a better job than them, they can pick the person who was born here. You know what I mean? I don't know why they do that, but they do that. Sometimes you can miss an opportunity, especially if you are competing with the people who are born here. You know, regardless of whether they are white people or black people or brown people, it doesn't matter. But that happens. So you don't expect to come here and become a bank manager. No. You don't expect to come here and go and become an engineer. No. Unless you go to school, and then you know the ways of the of the system, like you know, like you go to school, you study that thing, and then you get licensed. Then there you stand a chance of getting that job. But even if you are an engineer over there, and then you come here without a license, you won't be able to. You are not going to be able to. They won't let you practice. So you find that at the end of the day, you'll have to go through some training before you get through to that. You know, and you find that that's why most Africans, like a higher percentage, they just go to healthcare, because healthcare is not complex. You go, you do your CNA, you'll get a job. You do your nursing, you'll get a job. You become a nurse practitioner, you get a job. You know. But there are some jobs that is gonna take a minute before you get to them. You know. So it's good to know. Don't bring all your like nice clothes. Give them, donate to them. You know. Like I look at my wardrobe right now. I still have the clothes that I had when I was coming from Africa. I still have them. I don't wear them anymore, and I don't know who to give. So it's important for you to know that. So guys, I know about the seasons. I've told you about the seasons, and I've told you a little bit of, if you are coming in, what you need to carry. And I hope that this video is going to help you. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, kindly consider subscribing. We'll see you soon in another video. I am almost home right now. Thank you, and God bless you.
Coastline curved out, a cove opened to the north. I steered for it, expecting the tiny breeze to die any minute. But it held, and as dusk came on, we ghosted straight in and rounded up, and the anchor splashed over. We had a swim and a light dinner. The evening seemed to grow more sultry. Perhaps a storm was brewing, but when we sought our bunks, it had not materialized. Sometime in the night I awoke, feeling the yacht swinging at her anchor. A stream of lovely, cool air was pouring down the forward hatch. I got up soundlessly and emerged from the hatch as far as my waist. At the same instant, Davy popped out of the after hatch and crept forward along the deck to where I stood, half out of the hatch. The breeze had sprung up and back to north, so that it was coming straight in the mouth of the cove. though not strongly enough to cause any worry about the anchor holding. It had blown every bit of humidity and sultriness away. The air was cool and fresh. 10,000 brilliant stars arced across the sky. But what transfixed us was phosphorescence. Every little wave rolling into the cove was crested with cold fire. The anchor road was a line of fire going down into the depths, and fish moving about left trails of fire. The night of the sea fire. Davy had crept near to me, still crouching, and I put my arm about her, and she snuggled close. Neither of us spoke, not so much as a whispered word. We were together, we were close, we were overwhelmed by a great beauty. I know that it seemed to us both that we were completely one. We had no need to speak. We remained so in timeless loveliness. Was it ours? We never knew. All about us was the extraordinary beauty of the sea fire and the glittering stars overhead. We were full of wonder and joy. Grey Goose was alive, lifting to the little waves, and the tall dark masts were penciling across the stars. The moment was utterly timeless. We didn't know that time existed, and it contained, therefore, some foretaste, it may be, of eternity. At last, still with no spoken word, we went below again, and in comfort and great peace, slept.